bike turners, and also welcome to other YouTube viewers who might be finding this video by chance. Change in my greeting today. Normally I do wood turning videos and things related to wood turning. Some of you may know that I've started doing a little bit of metalworking, mostly to support the wood turning and tools around the lathe. So I haven't done a video probably in a month or two, and that's mostly because I've had some projects that I didn't video just to get them done, well, I've been looking into the market for another tool to add to the collection. This is a plasma cutter. I wanted to pick up a little plasma cutter off of Amazon, and I was looking for one with a really small footprint. I think I found what may be one of the smaller ones available. It's offered by a company that sells this brand. I believe it's either Hypericon or Hypericon. And the only reason I'm doing this video on this plasma cutter, which I did buy, I'm going to show it to you here in a minute. It's a little Cut 40 or 40 amp plasma cutter. And I think it was all of $240. And it had a particular torch style that I was interested in. I believe they call it a PT31 or LG40 style torch. Kind of standard, takes a standard set of consumables. And anyway, I couldn't find any videos on YouTube anywhere about this particular brand. So I thought, it was interesting and affordable, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to give this little cutter a chance, see how it does. Again, I'm never going to cut 1/2 inch steel, likely, maybe 1/4 inch, 1/8 inch, most likely, some of the thinner gauge stuff. And this ought to be plenty fine for that. I picked up the 110 volt option. They have also, a 110 220 volt combo, and I think a straight up 220, and so I don't plan to do really heavy duty stuff, and so I felt the 110, that's the one that costs $240 American. So anyway, again, that's what this is going to be about, just taking a look at this particular little unit. I don't typically do product reviews, so this isn't a review. It's not really an unboxing. It's just kind of a, hey, look, take a look at this, and maybe you wanted to see what it looks like in person, instead of just the little pictures up on Amazon. So why don't we take a look at it? Alright guys, well, here it is. I'm not sure how you say that. Hypericon? What might be the smallest, or one of the smallest plasma cutters you can find on Amazon. I wanted it because of its form factor, being small. It'll fit into my welding cart better, and also the gun or torch that it has. It's got that P31 LG40 style torch. So anyway, I'm going to get it out of the box. I don't do unboxings, but I'm going to show you what came in the box. I'm going to show you how nice the packaging is. There you go. See that it came really nicely packaged. So let me get this out of here, and we'll take a look at what's in the box. Alright guys, here it is. This is what came out of the box. It's a very nice looking little unit. I don't know if you can see the size of my hand here. I'll give you some idea. I don't have giant hands. This is a very small unit. In fact, I'm going to do something for comparison's sake. Give me a second. Alright, just for grins and giggles, this is my little Harbor Freight 80 amp inverter stick welder sitting alongside this little plasma cutter. It's not a whole lot bigger. In fact, I think these are going to fit in the welding cart alongside each other very nicely. So anyway, Nice little hobby stick welder. I don't know that I've shown you guys that in the past, but anyway, back to the plasma cutter. It's close to set up to go. It's got on the back end of it here the water separator and pressure regulator is already affixed. It's got this fitting threaded into it, but it doesn't look like there's any thread sealant. I'm not going to mess with that though. I'm going to test it first to see if there's any leaks here. Maybe they used like a liquid thread sealant instead of like Teflon. Anyway, that'll fit my compressor nicely. So power switches on the back. And controls are on the front. This is for the ground, or down here, earth as they have it labeled, ground. This is the connection for the switch, and then this is still covered up. It's for where the torch connects. So it's got an integral air pressure gauge on it. It goes up to 150. I doubt I'll ever be operating at that pressure, but and then the knob for adjusting the amperage. So nice little unit. I was surprised that I hadn't seen any reviews on this unit specifically. I don't intend to really do a full review. I just thought, you know, in case other folks on the internet haven't seen this yet. What does it look like? I may do a few test cuts here in a little bit. Let me show you the rest of what came in the box. There's some line, air hose. I don't know that that's really going to be necessary for anything since the other regulator's already attached. And the grounding clamp. Yeah, we're going to try this. It looks pretty thin gauge. It says 8, but I don't know. I'm looking at this here. I don't know if you can see that. We'll try it. We'll see what happens. Not a bad quality clamp. I'll be honest, it's Harbor Freight quality for the one that you buy separately if you want to quote-unquote upgrade your ground clamp. Anyway, came with just a couple of extra consumables, some hose clamps if you were going to use that hose. And then the torch itself, this is all still packaged. I'll get it out of the package and show you what's, oh there it is, the torch. I'll show you what it looks like. Alright, so this is all standard connection stuff. Here's the torch connected and the switch for the torch, and then the ground or earth lead to the clamp. So all that stuff is pretty much standard. So again, you know, as it's called, the Hypercut 40. So it is a Cut 40 or 40 amp style of plasma cutter. And I mean, other than that, like I said, I wanted it for the small footprint. This is a 110 only option. You can get one with the 220, you know, option. I don't ever really intend to use it on anything other than 110, so that's why I went ahead and used this model. You see a lot of people demo their plasma cutters, you know, cutting 1/2 inch thick or thicker material. I'm a woodworker. I'm likely never to be working with stuff quite that thick. So maybe up to 1/4 inch, you know, maybe 1/8, and probably, you know, some of the thinner gauge stuff is more than likely what I'll be using for my other projects. So anyways, I wanted to give you guys a look at that. Again, Hypericon or Hypericon, or however you want to say it. I don't know who to ask for the right pronunciation of that, but like I said, really small. Look at that. If anybody knows how big this is thing is tiny. But I'll get this thing connected to the compressor and try a few test cuts. Before I do that, though, let me just mention it. So here's the torch out of the wrapping. Again, it's the typical PT31 type stuff as far as the consumables go. I got one of those 60-piece consumable packs also from Amazon for cheap, I think $16. And the lead for the torch is 12 feet. I just measured it. I haven't measured the lead for the ground yet, but it looks to be about, I'm going to say 8 feet for the ground, which I think is going to be more than adequate. What I just noticed, though, is it's a DIN style connector that's the same size as the one that I use on the little Harbor Freight welder. So that's kind of a bonus. If one is longer, I can always swap them back and forth. And they pretty much have the exact same grounding clamp on it anyway. So I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and connect the air. I'll try a couple of sample cuts. I'm not really doing a demo of this. I just wanted to show people what this is and get a video out there, because I couldn't find anything on YouTube to show this particular unit. So, all right, I'll be back in a minute. Hey guys, I've got this little plasma cutter set up on my welding cart. So, welding cart. This is just temporary. It's going to go actually down in the shelf next to my little stick welder. So this is going to be a trial run. The power switch is on the back. I got this thing plugged in. So let's go ahead and see if it's going to start. Then I'll connect the air, and then we'll try some test cuts. This is an IGBT technology inverter plasma cutter, or so the stuff online says. So, you know, maybe that matters to somebody. I don't know yet. So it's new to me. Anyway, let's check it out. Okay, let's see. The switch is back here, so I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. Okay. We have power, we have a fan. Don't have the air connected yet, but so far signs of life sound good. So let's go ahead and hook up the air. I've got my air line back here. Now this is already set up so that there we go. The air line on the back was already set up, so I don't have to do any fancy routing of tubes or anything. The regulator was already installed in the back. Oh, you can see it's come up to pressure. So that's all goodness. I guess we should see if we get some action out of the torch then. Let's try that. Alright, there's the torch. Give us some power now. We got the air hooked up. Let's see if we get some air through the torch. Yep. So far so good. Now let's see if we can cut something. Okay, guys. I've got a couple different thicknesses of steel here. I'm just going to do steel today. Again, we're just trying to see how well this little unit works. So let's go ahead and fire this up and see. I'm going to start with 24 gauge. And I got some 16 gauge back here. And I got some bar stock. This is 3/16. I've got some 3/8. I got some channel stock. We might try a little bit of all of this and just see how it goes. So let's get started. Okay, ground clamp, workpiece clamp, torch. Here we go.
Yep. 24 gauge, no problem. I guess it wouldn't be much of a plasma cutter if it did. So let's move to the next one. 16 gauge. A little thicker. Got a good clamp going on there. Make sure it cuts in camera. Good. Here we go. Let's just take the corner off. Okay. And there we go. Okay. 16 gauge. No problem. Let's see. Next up, we've got this 3/16 spark stock. Let's give that a shot. Okay. We're still in the frame, I guess so. Let's move that inboard a little and waste a little less of it. Here we go. Okay, let's see how this goes. Left-handed cut even. Okay, here we go. Alright. That just rocking and rolling right through it. I tell you what, this is probably about the same gauge, that channel stock. Let's go straight up to the 3/8 inch bar stock. Okay, I've gone straight to this 3/8 bar stock. I'm going to give this a shot. Everything else seems to be working pretty good. Wow. Wow. That is pretty amazing. So, this is probably not as thick as it'll go. Yeah, that was the 3/8, and just as a reminder, I'm running this off of 110. So that should be more than meets my needs. Alright guys, this is the back side of that unit. Again, you can see there's the switch, the power switch. There's the pressure regulator, water separator. This just connects straight up. I didn't have to do anything to that. You can, well, it's under pressure. You can hear there's no leaks, so all that's good. You know, control here. Gauge on the front, so that's handy. This is not too hard to get to. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this down in one of the lower shelves of my welding cart, and that's going to be its home. Alright guys, well there it is, the little plasma cutter down there on the bottom shelf of the welding cart. It's one of those Harbor Freight welding carts. Got my flux core welder on the top and the stick welder in the middle with some extra rods. You can see an extra box of the flux wire at the back there. But this little unit actually doesn't need hardly any of this room. I don't know if you can see how much room there is. This thing is so tiny it fits in there real nice. Anyway, I don't think I've shown you guys what I've done to this welding cart, so let me do that real quick. I put a little deal on the back of the cart just for some storage room. You can see I've got some of the clamps and stuff back there. Got some of my cut-off wheels and stuff hanging off the side of the cart over here. A little pull on the front of it. It's just a little door pull from a cabinet. Over on this side, got some more of those angle grinders. You can see a few more tools hanging off the side there. This whole thing I put on the back, it's just a little piece of galvanized, so I can put hot things on there if I need to. Let me move this forward. You can see I got some wire in the back, my helmet at the bottom, my gloves are in that bag there. So anyway, it's all pretty contained, compact, and again, it's mobile. I can move it around, and it doesn't take up a lot of room. So there we go. Well, guys, I don't know how many of you are gonna be into plasma cutting or getting a plasma cutter, and I certainly have no affiliation with this Hypericon, Hypericon, however you say the name of this company that makes the unit. So again, I hadn't seen any videos for this particular one, and I've been scouring YouTube looking for something on this model, and nothing. So, well, now we have a little something. It's a functional little unit. Again, I don't endorse it, and I am not doing a review because I have nothing to really compare it against other than just you know, say I tested it, it functions, and it's going to probably do what I need it to do. So anyway, thanks for bearing with my excursion away from wood turning again. Hopefully I'll get some time to do some wood turning projects here shortly. I was down with the flu pretty hard for a couple of weeks, and just getting back from that now. So anyway, so thanks again for watching. If you liked the video, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. My videos are always ad-free, I don't monetize, and family friendly. So thanks again, guys, and we'll see you for the next one.